Last week, Robert and I visited the Los Angeles Leadership Academy to see their school garden. The Los Angeles Leadership Academy is a Los Angeles Unified School District public charter school that serves grades TK through 12 on 2 different campuses in East Los Angeles in an area called Lincoln Heights. The garden that I visited is on the Primary Academy campus and is managed by 2 amazing volunteers, Andrea Baines and Dina Gonzalez. 10 years ago, these 2 women began this school garden and now devote 2 days a week tending and planting the garden for the students that attend there. Let's take a look around the garden and I can tell you more about their amazing work. We'll begin with this lovely apple tree. It's one of the first things that Andrea and Dina planted 10 years ago, and each year is very generous with its apple crop. It's a golden Dorset apple tree, and the children love it. The gardens consist mostly of raised beds, some built with an initial grant and others by the parents themselves. There's lots of vegetables and herbs in the garden for the students to taste and to take home, but also there's flowers because the little ones love taking home flowers to their parents as well. Andrea and Dina plan curriculum and time in the garden with the children in mind, but they say the most important thing that the students learn is seasonality, that nature has its own rhythm and growing seasons, and not all fruits and vegetables are able to be grown year-round. That feels like a good lesson in general, doesn't it? To everything, there is a season. The garden can teach us such important lessons. Andrea and Dina insist that the garden be a first-person experience for the students. They watch while students dig and plant and water. They want the young ones to feel ownership of their garden, and one way that they do this is by naming and decorating their space, as you can see. There's zinnias and cosmos, basil and mint, pomegranate and apple, squash and kale, Cinderella pumpkins and watermelon, and even potatoes. When school is in session and Andrea and Dina can instruct students, they choose plants with garden lessons in mind. But now, during the pandemic, when it's unclear when students will be back on site, Andrea and Dina are planting with a different purpose in mind, feeding the school's families with fresh produce. So the gardens will continue their job, just in a different way. The bountiful harvest that you see here is not from the Primary Academy garden that I toured, but rather from the Los Angeles Leadership Academy High School farm, which is on a different site where they have a much bigger plot of land. Each Thursday, the farm manager, Haley Lucet, brings treasures from the garden to the Primary Academy for all the Los Angeles Leadership Academy families to enjoy. And the families take advantage of the garden's generosity. By the end of the day, every bit of this produce has gone home with a school family. In these difficult times, one of the best kinds of therapy is to do something for someone else, to step out of our fear and act. Andrea and Dina and Haley are doing just that, using their gifts for good in the garden.